It was a beautiful morning on the island of Sodor. Thomas the Tank Engine was puffing along his branch line with Annie and Clarabelle. He was very happy, and so were the coaches. The sun was shining brightly, and it seemed everything was going right. Thomas came puffing into the station as Gordon was leaving with the express. The passengers all climbed out of the coaches and thanked Thomas for a splendid ride. It was such a smooth ride. Thank you very much, Thomas. I promise to tell Sir Topham Hatt what a fine engine you are, said one of the passengers. This made Thomas very happy. Then, once all the passengers had climbed out, he puffed away with Annie and Clarabelle. Later, Thomas was going for a rest in the sheds. He was just spinning on the turntable when Sir Topham Hatt came up to see him. "Oh, hello, sir," said Thomas. "How are you doing?" "I'm fine, Thomas. But I have something I have to ask you. Would it be too much to ask you to go to the harbor and collect a train of tankers to take to the other side of the island?" asked Sir Topham Hatt. "Oh, no, sir, it wouldn't be a trouble at all." "Thank you," said Sir Topham Hatt. So they spun Thomas round on the turntable, and Thomas set off to collect the train. Percy was arranging some coaches in the station yard when Thomas came bustling in. "Oh, hello, Thomas," said Percy. "How are you doing today?" "Oh, I'm doing fine, Percy," said Thomas. "Sir Topham Hatt has just chosen me to pull a special train from the docks." Of course, Thomas was over-exaggerating the situation, but he wanted something to brag about. "Oh, really?" said Percy. "That's nice. But you best be careful if you're going over there. Those rails are dirty and old, just not pleasant to run on." "Oh, Percy," laughed Thomas. "You're just being too much of a worrier. I'm sure I can run on any rails, dirty or not. Now, if you excuse me, I need to leave to collect my train. Goodbye." And Thomas puffed away. "Don't say I didn't warn you," yelled Percy, but Thomas chose to ignore Percy's advice. "Stupid Percy," thought Thomas, as he puffed away to collect his train of tankers. "It's not like the rails haven't been cleaned in years. I can run on any rails, dirty or not," said Thomas to himself, but he didn't realize how bad the tracks actually were. Soon the docks came nearer and nearer. "There they are," said Thomas. "I can see them right out of the corner of my eye. I'll be there in no time." But he was wrong. As he came up onto the line, he started to jitter and stutter and stop. He tried backing up and get a running start, but that didn't do anything at all. At last, he gave up. "Oh dear," said Thomas, "I shall never get to pull the special train, and all because of some stupid dirty rails," he cried. His driver went to telephone Sir Topham Hatt. "I'll send Henry." Later, Henry came to pick up Thomas. "It's okay, Thomas," said Henry. "These things happen." But Thomas felt embarrassed. Later, Percy had just finished arranging all the trucks and coaches in the station when Thomas came puffing up very slowly and very sadly. He came to a stop right next to Percy. "Well, well, well, Thomas," said Percy. "Looks like you should have listened to my advice, now shouldn't you have?" "I know, Percy," said Thomas sadly. "I'm sorry. I didn't think they were that dirty." It's okay, Thomas. I didn't think they were that dirty when that happened to me. But I forgive you." "Thank you, Percy," said Thomas. Hello YouTube, it's your favorite group of engines, the LMS engines.
signing on with a new video. This time it's going to be a tutorial video. It's going to be how to clean your track. So basically, I'll show you right now. So basically, I cleaned a lot of my tracks previously, like all the main line and stuff. I cleaned all that. But basically right now, the only things I have to do are this piece of straight track right here in the docks. And then all the tracks and the sidings I have to clean. I have to clean all those. So basically, yeah, I have a little cleaning to do. So what you're gonna need is you're gonna need track, obviously. You're gonna need hands so you can, clean the track. And then you're also gonna need something that you may or may not actually not have. It's not really presentable right now, but you're gonna need track cleaning supplies. I use Woodland Scenic's Tidy Track. I'm a freaking retard. Sorry. So basically, it looks like a lot, but I've actually never used this in my life. I have no idea what this is, so yeah. Basically, you won't need that. So I'll just get all the stuff that I used. So basically, you're gonna need 3 or 4 things. So you're gonna need track cleaning solution. Put that there, and then next you're gonna need here's the one that I used. This track cleaning pad, this felt pad. Put that there. Then you're gonna need this more rubbery thing. This is to clean after. This is to clean before, and then yeah. So move the box out of the way. Move this little container out of the way. So yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the piece of track that I need to clean. Get a curve, a straight, and a switch. Clean those, and then I'll show you how to clean them. All right. Okay, so we have the 2 pieces of track two of the 3 pieces of track that we'll demonstrate. I'll demonstrate how to clean. So we have a straight piece and a curved piece. They're both very similar on how they're supposed to be cleaned. So yeah. So we'll start out with the straight. So the straight piece, first thing you do is take a little gray rubbery thing, and because there's little grooves in it that fit on the rails, and you just rub vigorously. Try and get it on camera, but you just rub vigorously like this. And then I'll do the rest of this, and I'll cut, and I'll show you what you do next after. Alright, so we have the first step done. So next what you do, set the straight track down. You take the track cleaning solution, take the little lid off. And then you take the little felt thing. What you do, try and get camera angled nice enough. You might not be able to see it too well, but you take the track cleaning solution and just put a little of the little liquid on the little felt thing. Then you take it, now all wet and stuff, soft and wet, and you rub nice and gently on the piece of track that you're cleaning. Nice and gently. And normally you wouldn't have to do this unless you're like in my situation where the track is really dirty and it's never been cleaned. So yeah, if you're in my situation, then yeah, you're gonna have to do this. But you could have just stopped at the piece of rubber if you had cleaned your tracks before. Well, then you wouldn't be watching this video. All right, so we'll stop here, clean the track, and then we'll come back. Okay, so we have that done. And now the third step, actually, which I forgot to mention, is you take these little white felt tips, and you don't have to do anything special with these, and you pretty much dry the track off, because what this does, the other two are for cleaning it and getting all the crap and stuff off of it. This gets the track ready for use. So just dry that off, get it ready, nice and good. So yeah, that's that. So now I'll come back to you with the fourth step that I like to do. You don't need to do this, but yeah. Okay, so the third step that we have, or the fourth step that you don't need to do, but I do this, is I take the one engine that never like that either. If it's clean track, he'll run perfectly. But if it's dirty track, then he will refuse to run. In my case, that's Thomas. So what I do is I put him on my cleanest piece of track, like right here, the Atlas track, and then I test and I connect it to the newly clean track. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start up the controller. Hopefully he's going the right way. He's probably not. Wrong controller. Yep, he's going the wrong way. So we're gonna test him out. So as you can see, if he pretty much runs that piece of track perfectly like he did, then you know that you did a good job cleaning it and you can put it back in the layout. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this piece of track and put it where it belongs. Put it right back onto the harbor, into the docks, back to the buffers. So yeah, that's the straight piece of track clean. So now I'll come back to you with the curve and how to clean that, which is pretty much the same thing, so I might speed it up. Okay, so we have the curved piece of track. It's basically the exact same thing as cleaning a straight piece of track. So let's go ahead and do this. Alright, so this is where things get a little more difficult. So I've shown you how to clean a straight piece of track and the curved piece of track, which are basically the exact same thing. But here's where things get a little more difficult. I'm going to show you how to clean this disgusting, gross, horrifically nasty HO Easy Track switch. So basically, this is where things are kind of similar. You take this, and what I do is I take this and I do it in the parts, do it in these parts only. I rub vigorously. I'll do this off camera and show you what the results. So I've done this part of the switch. So now I need to do this part of the switch. So then move on to the bottom part of the switch right here. And I can really notice, at least, that I can notice the dirt literally coming off the rails. Just do it like that. There. And now here's a little more difficult part. This area right here, this whole area, this is where the second side, the nice and smooth side, comes into play. Basically, rub vigorously, but use the smooth side, the nice and smooth side of the switch. So I'll do the rest of this off camera, and then I'll show you what you do next. All right, so we've done the first part of this first step. So now this is where things get a little more simpler. So basically, take the thing. You've already seen it, so yeah. Put the stuff on there, and then gently rub it on the switch. I'll do this off camera again, and then I'll show you the end results. Alright, so we've done step 2. Now we do step 3 with the white pad. Gently dry it off. There. So now we do step 4. Okay, so this switch was really hard to clean. Like, here, I'm gonna get a little closer to the camera. So this switch, yeah, it was really hard to clean. This took me like a long time, probably about a half hour to clean. But now we're finally gonna test it. So we're gonna do the curved part first. Go, Thomas, go. Pretty smooth. Ooh, just a little rough there, but you know, it's okay. Now we're gonna do straight. Go, Thomas, go. Ooh, a lot smoother. There we go. See, that's a lot smoother now. Because originally this was a freaking disgusting switch. So I'm gonna take the camera, move it to the site of where the switch used to be. I'm going to take the switch and connect it up to the turntable. Then here. Bear with me, this is kind of hard because I have to reach over the table. And I don't have necessarily long arms, so yeah, it's a little hard. Come on. Up. Come on. There we go. So now we have the siding's nice. I still should probably clean that, but you know, it's good. So basically, yeah, we have all the tracks cleaned. So right now, this is your favorite group of engines, the LMS engines, signing out.